Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching Lord El-Melloi, the Second Case Files, Episode 3. Last episode, Waver was asked to go to this mansion to help solve a crime. The head of the household was murdered and had his body scattered around the manor. When he got there, he noticed that it was arranged in a way that should have been for a certain spell. However, it was different. Like, some things weren't set up properly. Also, it turns out that the father, the guy that was murdered, was, well, the father to one of his former students. So, you got to see her again and help her out. He had a couple of suspects. One being, I can't remember if he was an uncle or something, or just some, like a family friend or I can't remember what he was. But, he knew more about the subject of what the father's body, like what the meaning of the positioning of the body parts meant than Waver, because he was a specialist in that area. However, again, because it was arranged in a slightly different way, it didn't make sense to him or Waver. It took him a little bit, but he finally figured it out. And he had everybody go into the one room where most of the body parts were located to explain what was going on. That the father actually did this himself. I don't know how he got his body, like, most of his body parts in certain areas. He must have had somebody helping him, I would assume. I mean, how is he going to get his heart in a location while his head is in another? It doesn't make sense. He had to have somebody helping him. Anyway, basically, it was the same concept that they were thinking. Only there was another version of it that was, I guess, written up somewhere. That was a little more, I guess they considered it more radical than their way of doing it. And he was attempting to try this out in order to get basically immortality. It wasn't quite perfect. However, his soul was placed inside this gem where it came out and tried to kill the daughter and then everybody else. Didn't kill anybody, though. Waver, or should I call him Lord El-Melloi? I prefer calling him Waver. He brought his apprentice, Gray, with him for just such occasions, and had Gray deal with the soul of the dad, who she killed pretty easily. Well, re-killed pretty easily. Yeah. It was a really good episode. And I'm assuming he's going to get sent somewhere else in this episode. But I don't know. Let me see. There was someone else there. I think it was her brother. He really only wanted money. And then he was killed a little before the episode ended. Right before Waver figured out what was going on, he was killed. So, yeah. No big loss. Nobody really seemed to care that much. Anyway, let's get into this episode. Alright, so the video is going to be located over here. And the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.